Whether you like it or not, Peter Obi is the cure. All this renewed shaggy or renewed hopelessness that Tinubu and his APC have packaged for Nigerians in the name of renewed hope. Are we seeing the effects now? Today I woke up, dressed up, went out to work, and decided to buy fuel, only for my driver to call my attention after they were trying to sell fuel to me that the fuel was 617 naira per liter. I stopped what I was doing immediately. 617 what? What happened? It was later I got to understand that, oh, the oil marketers have brought in the first shipment of refined petrol products, and because of the cost of dollar, the price needs to go up from 540 to 617. Mind you, dollar is now over 800 naira to a dollar. I told you before that those of you supporting Tinubu does not care about you. The outside of the 5,000 or 6,000 people that are closest to him, that he feels that he can use to keep the rest of Nigeria suppressed and under poverty. Outside of those 5,000 people, Tinubu does not care about you. So I'm not going to say, Shebi, I told you. I'm not going to say, oh, good for you, because there's no separate refinery or separate petrol station that has been made now for those low-level supporters of Tinubu. You know, look, all Tinubu supporters are not equal. If you don't know, you better know it now. There are low-level supporters of Tinubu, there are medium-level supporters of Tinubu, and then there are high-level supporters of Tinubu. And the only people that Tinubu cares about are those high-level supporters of Tinubu. And those people are not more than 5,000. Maximum 10,000. Those people are not more than 5,000 or 10,000. You see the remaining 200 million Nigerians, out of which you have a few of them that are medium level and low level supporters of Tinubu. The suffering, the shaggy that is coming is going to happen and affect everybody. So if you and I know what is good for us, the earlier we start supporting this move to reclaim the mandate of Peter Obi, the better for us all. I'm not going to say I told you so, even though I told you so, because you know what they say in Yoruba, Orun yabo kin se tenikan. So whether I tell you I told you so, I did not tell you so, the effect of the effect of the policies of Tinubu is affecting everybody. And it behoves on all of us to join hands together to say no to this shaggy that Tinubu is showing us. If you think it will not affect you, I am sorry for you. It is going to come around and bite you. That is how people like them, Ojus or Kalu, thought it will not affect them. That is how even Adamu Abdullahi, the APC chairman, thought that it will not affect him. Has it not come to affect him now? Shebi them Omishore were dancing and singing on the side of Tinubu and jubilating that they have won. Is it not affecting them now? All those of you middle-class supporters, low-level supporters of Tinubu that are thinking that money will flow with Tinubu, where is the money? It is only that group of 5,000, maximum 10,000. Are you in that group? If you are not in that group, I am very, very, very sorry for you. The earlier you open your eyes and shine your eyes to the reality on the ground, to the reality of the autocracy of Tinubu, to the reality of the renewed shaggy of Tinubu, to the reality of Tinubu's disrespect and disregard for the rule of law, to the fact that Tinubu does not care about you, the earlier you realize that, the better it will be for all of Nigeria. Tinubu is a Nigerian, just like all of us are Nigerians, even though many people believe that he is not. But at least, on paper, he is a Nigerian. So he has a right to aspire or not to aspire. But we also, as Nigerians, we have a right to say no to policies that actually end up impoverishing Nigerians. What is this again? About increment in the pump price of petrol. I told you that their target is 750 naira per liter. In fact, from the way things are going now, their target may even be higher than 750 naira per liter. They may be going to 1,000 naira per liter. And they're just going small. I actually thought that they were going to reduce the price a little for a short time before they increase it again. And then we hear this. And then we hear this. And some people still have the mind to be shouting on your mandate. On which mandate are you talking about? Don't worry, you are standing now. You will soon be crying on the mandate. You will soon be crawling and begging on the mandate. Don't worry. But since it's affecting all of us, we're not going to wait till that time. We're going to work and hope that the judiciary does the right thing. Oh, judiciary, please look upon the people of Nigeria and do justice for them. Look upon the people of Nigeria and give them justice. Because this suffering will come round and affect even you. Return the mandate of the people to the person to whom they gave it. So that we can have a country that works for everybody, not for only 5,000 people. So that we can have a country that moves away from this consumption that the Tinubu administration is sinking us into, to a country that is actually entrenched in production. Because it is only production that can give us jobs. It is only production that can give us employment. It is only production that can save us. So I beg you, O judiciary, the ball is now in your court. The responsibility of the people, the responsibility of Peter Obi has been served. They have presented their evidence. And of course, the constitution is there. Section 137, subsection 1D makes it clear that Tinubu is not qualified, having been convicted and sentenced to a fine. In his US drugs case, it is clear. We are now looking up to you to do justice and save Nigeria from this impending doom that Tinubu and his APC are trying to lead us into. 25% of the FCT is a requirement, according to the Constitution, section 134. Please, do the needful, O judiciary. Don't look upon the 35 billion naira that is given to you as palliative. I think it is intended to bribe you, to shut you up. Don't fall for it. Look beyond it. Look beyond it. If the legislators are falling for it, please, you are the last hope of the common man. You are the last hope of the group of Nigerians that are being pushed to the wall right now. Please remember that those who make peaceful change impossible make violent ones inevitable. Don't let Nigeria go down the brink of destruction. You have the power right now, the responsibility, the ball is in your court, to do the right thing for the sake of Nigeria. Do the right thing. Rule based on evidence. Give your judgment based on evidence, not on technicalities. Give your judgment based on evidence, so that Nigeria will rise from the doldrum of despair to the pinnacle of success. Now, we are a laughingstock of the international community. Look at Tinubu just came from Kenya, the African Union. Look at his speech at African Union and compare it to the speech of Ruto. Compare it to the speech of Ramaphosa of South Africa. Look at their speeches. These people are rising up and standing up to the West. But Tinubu is serving us up on a platter of gold to the West, to IMF and World Bank, with policies that are made for him by the IMF and the World Bank. Do you know that Tinubu knew, and even Buhari also knew, that increase in the pump price of petrol in the name of fuel subsidy removal will increase hardship and make life more difficult for Nigerians? Do you know that they knew? They knew. And yet they went ahead to dance to the tune of IMF, because IMF was the one that carried out the survey and advised on how they are going to remove fuel subsidy and achieve increase in the pump price of fuel without Nigerians actually complaining. So they are the ones that suggested the $800 million loan as palliatives to suppress and silence the people so that they can have their way. You heard what Ita Enang said. The World Bank does not mean well for the developing countries. And so far, right now, the National Assembly is not doing its job. And it's a shame, because even though the majority of the National Assembly are in the opposition, it will appear the opposition, including Labour Party, including SDP, they are not providing any opposition to this move by the APC and the Tinubu administration to turn Nigeria into a totalitarian state, into an autocratic state. We're not seeing the resistance from the National Assembly. We will push for it, but right now we are looking up to you. All eyes on the judiciary. Please give us justice and deliver us. Deliver Nigeria from this nightmare. Deliver Nigeria from the claws of Tinubu and his totalitarian movement. Deliver Nigeria. Deliver Nigeria. 617 naira per liter. How will the poor survive? Even though Tinubu comes to say, oh, let the poor breathe, don't suffocate them. He says one thing and he does the exact opposite. The exact opposite. How can the poor breathe with 617 naira per liter of petrol? How? 540, they are suffocated. And yet, that's not enough. You're taking it to 617. And we know that your hidden agenda is to take it to 750 and even 1,000 naira. Do you want to kill all of Nigerians? Do you want to sacrifice all of your fellow citizens to please the West, the IMF and the World Bank? Can't you hear what your fellow APC members are saying about the intentions of the World Bank when they give these laws? Can you not learn from the Malawian example? When the Malawian finance minister came out to raise his hand and say, oh, it is the World Bank that said we should destroy our grains so that before they can give us loan. Are you not aware of the conditions that the World Bank gave you before they gave you this $800 million loan as palliatives for removing fuel subsidy that you know is a fraud? Must you make the Nigerian citizens be the ones to bear the brunt? Must you sell your brothers and sisters into slavery? Oh, judiciary, we're looking up to you. Do the right thing. Nigerians, we cannot, if you sit down and say not concern you. I know those of you who are supporting Tinubu, I know you're regretting it now. But don't be ashamed. Come out. Let us all fight for the recovery of this mandate. Let us fight for it too. Because if you sit down, very soon, human beings will be eating human beings. Again. Very soon. Because when the food is not there, you'll be looking at your neighbor and it won't matter again that they are human beings. The rate at which inflation is going, the earlier we stand up to speak and say no, the better it will be for us. Because your silence is being construed to mean that you are singing Kumbaya. Don't be silent. A 617 naira to $1 to 1 liter of petrol, over 800 naira to $1 at the official market. If you keep quiet, it will only get worse.